If you run a company or manage a team, hiring qualified people quickly can make or break your business. Imagine a position of need going unfilled for weeks or even months because you just can't seem to find the right candidate. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. This makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts. You only pay for results on your job post. Just in the last minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Now that is fast. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. Listeners will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/BWN. Go to Indeed.com/BWN right now to support this podcast. Indeed.com/BWN. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of May 18th, 2025. Y'all, it was Eurovision weekend.
Yeah, it was.
And I saw some of my favorite song catastrophes I have ever seen. I saw Swedish men in a sauna. I saw a German woman straddling several microphone stands.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
We saw a lot of disembodied legs.
Lots of disembodied legs. Pitt Girl, what were your favorites?
I really liked Malta. I wanted Malta to win. Not that they were going to, but like I thought they were great. Also Norway pretty good actually. Justice for Ireland. I'm a little bit mad they didn't make it out of the semis. Like a Party's a banger actually. I believe that Leica did in fact never die and that she is having a party in the sky.
Did you see that no Balkan countries made it to the finals? It's wild. That's the first time it's happened in ages. No Croatia, no Montenegro, no Serbia, no Slovenia.
How are we categorizing Albania here?
I don't know.
Because they did advance.
And they did very well.
Yes. I liked their song too. They were good.
Yes.
This was a ballad-heavy year.
Yeah. Really, really. And it was easier to take pee breaks if you're not a ballad person. Like, I'm not a ballad person at Eurovision. But it definitely disrupted a lot of the flows. Yeah. Yeah. I come for the Eurotrash Club bangers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See also my enjoyment of Like a Party.
Yeah.
I think that this year's Eurovision was particularly horny, which I appreciate.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing
Australia
too
didn't even make the finals.
I know,
it was still really horny.
It split the horny vote.
Austria wins, so Eurovision 2026 will be in Vienna or surrounding areas. The guy who won was, I believe, is his name JJ?
JJ, yes.
JJ. And he's a countertenor, operatic, trained. They put him on a boat. It was not the only boat. We had multiple boats last night, or last afternoon. But yeah, it was great.
Mm-hmm. I was excited. I liked his song a lot. I wish the drop had come earlier. Is like my only critique of his song is that it was very long and very slow, and then like the drop comes, and Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend and I watched the semis, and those we watched like later on Peacock recorded. So we were sitting in our living room just watching that in the dark, and it was like, okay, maybe they should put a seizure warning on the strobe lights. But otherwise, banger.
There were so many strobe lights in songs that were not the song's strobe lights.
Yes.
Also, tons of fire this year. I'm not sure how they set up the little like fire, not just the regular pyro, the little firewall they had.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. Let me get you the top 5 listeners. I will say this is the most wild I've ever seen the jury vote be. It was all over the fucking place.
I was screaming to myself every time they voted, because most years you can say, okay, there's 1 or 2 favorites. You can see where the jury is going. You have an idea of where the fan vote is going to go. And this year I'm just like throwing up my hands. Like, I don't know.
Number 1 this year with 436 points was Wasted Love by JJ from Austria. Number 2 with 357 points, New Day Will Rise from Israel. Number 3, Estonia, Espresso Macchiato.
Yes.
So funny.
The most, was it No Stresso?
Mm-hmm.
No Depresso?
Yeah.
It really, I think Joey had it right. It tells you that we can be racist towards Italians still.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the funniest things about this year's Eurovision is that there were 2 aggressively Italian songs submitted, and neither of them were from Italy.
From Italy? So good.
San Marino's Tutta Italia was...
It's just the chef's kiss little. It's just the finger motion.
Number 4 was Bara Bara Bastu from Kaj from Sweden, who are not
Needed
from
to be
Sweden.
so much higher.
Yeah, they didn't pick up the popular vote like I thought they were going to.
Same. Which is a bummer.
The number 5 was Italy with Volevo essere un duro, which was a very weird Italian. It was mopey rock.
Yeah, I liked that one. It was kind of, there were 2 like sort of like vaguely mopey rock songs. Italy's was one, and there was another one.
Portugal.
Both of them, yes, and both of them remind me very much of Panic at the Disco's second album.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, they're both giving pretty odd.
Yeah.
And like, I'm into that.
Yeah. I mean, they did not hit for me, but I'm like, okay, I can see how this hits for some people. Like, especially with the makeup and the like glam rock. We have
very
Peter
glam
at
rock.
home. Yeah.
Commish, did you pick up any Eurovision stuff? Or did you just avoid it all?
No.
We're going to get him one of these days, kids.
I appreciate that you let us do this, even though you have no clue what it is.
I have none. I coached my kiddo soccer game. And then apparently this was going on. I was like, I'm not logging into the account. I don't know what any of this means. I'm not going
Blue
there.
Sky loves Eurovision. Twitter does not love Eurovision nearly as much as Blue Sky.
That is because Twitter is bad now, actually.
Yeah, because all the good people who like Eurovision went to Blue Sky. Commish at this point is just the Griffin McElroy meme from when he held up the piece of paper that says, I don't understand this. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know that meme. I didn't even know who Griffin McElroy was.
Oh, yeah. He's the sweet baby boy of the family of the McElroy brothers.
Nothing. See, he's not hooked in.
Okay.
No, I got nothing. The only time
like,
that
like
meme...
the quarterback, the McElroy.
Greg McElroy.
I mean,
the secret 4th McElroy brother.
That's the only. Wait, there's a McElroy that's on like I think ESPN now on color commentary.
That's Greg McElroy,
and he used to be a college football quarterback.
I mean, he was on the team that Alabama lost to ULM, so I'm well aware of that.
I think there's a McElroy golfer. I feel like someone here has
Rory
about that.
Yeah, that's spelled differently though.
Yeah, it's an IL instead of an EL.
Sure.
As always, I am Jordan. With me tonight, I have Commish, Pitt Girl, Brigit, and Arthur on the 1s and 2s. Commish, you coached your team to. How was the game?
Well, I mean, you didn't say welcome to the Sickos Committee podcast, but
no, he did, and then
we
immediately
he did, and then he distracted himself.
With as soon as the Eurovision talk came on, I blanked out. I didn't know what was going on.
I almost commented on how we didn't have a cold open, but we kind of did. It was just after the welcome.
Sure. But yeah, I coached the Commish's Coyotes. Season concluded. It was a 1-1 draw. We got the bad ref again. I've never seen this. So like, this is the YMCA. It's like, hey man, you're not supposed to be upset at the ref. but we had people on both teams, parents yelling at the ref. He called 6 foul throws in a row. And basically it was like, hey, foul throw on the gray team, red team, your throw, red team foul throw, back and forth. Did this 6 times. And I'm like, teach these kids what they're supposed to be doing, because you just said, no, you can't do that. And it's like, they don't know what they're doing. And so like, I'm like yelling because it's on the other side of the field. I'm like, you got to keep your feet down. Just keep your feet down. He's like, well, no, when he threw, his right foot was up in the air when he threw. And I'm like, are you, whatever. This ref, we had a situation where we gave up an indirect free kick for one of the most ridiculous reasons. The goalie on my team gets the ball and he's got it in his hands, and then he puts it down, like he's going to do a kick. And then it's like, no, I think I'm going to punt it. He picks it back up. And then I'm like, just throw it to throw it to somebody. He's like, oh, just do that. Then he puts it back down again. The ref calls an indirect free kick. And like, he's in the box the whole time.
Yeah.
So I have my whole team in front of the goalie. It's like, and this is called a penalty when this occurred too. And they didn't score on that one, but it was a 1-1 draw. We got a goal that all the parents said went in, and the ref didn't credit it. So I feel like we should have won 2-1 on one of our penalty kicks for the numerous handballs that he called when people's arms were just on the side of them, and it was accidental contact. It was like we had parents booing this round.
Jesus.
Like, I mean, it was so bad. And it was just like, he didn't credit the goal. It's clearly a goal. He doesn't even do the center kick. He's like, no, it's a goal kick. I'm like, that's a goal. Like, we're physically, like, I've never yelled at a ref at a YMCA, but I'm like, what do you, like, I mean, and then so I pulled one of my players over to the side just to talk with him. Hey, you need to do this, then do that. And it was my son. And he was like, coach, you got to let me know if you're making a sub. I'm like, he's on the field. I'm just talking to him. Like, what is this? So, yeah, not a fun end of the season. Okay. 1-1 draw. I feel like we should have won. But, I mean, again, 3-game, non-losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
Good way to finish. So, everybody after the game, we did the thing. Like, all the parents are like, dude, what was up with that?
Commish,
so crazy.
I'm imagining your youth soccer game being reffed by John Goodman from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, it was. He was on the line. Like, there was one, that's how we got a penalty, because the kid stepped over the line. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, just, like, he stepped over. And then, like, that's a foul throw. Hey, you stepped on the line. No, other team throw. And I'm like, dude, go ref, like, the 13-year-old game. Not the 7-8-year-old game, for God's sakes.
Pitt Girl, how are you?
It's Sunday. Happy Sunday.
No.
Yeah, I know. It really doesn't hit the same, but I'm trying.
Sunday screws.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really nice day today. It was obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend's birthday, so yay! We had cake.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Brigit, how are you?
I'm tired. I missed Eurovision because I was working yesterday.
Mm.
I managed, so I was photographing Bat Mitzvah back in Seattle, and I managed to like leave and get food and tune in right before the Eurovision voting, and got to see that craziness. And then my flight didn't get in until 1:30 because it was delayed. And then I had church stuff to do today, and I had a nap, but I'm here thanks to the fine people at Ghost. You could sponsor this podcast. We have the pink lemonade flavor, and that will be powering me through this recording.
Well, we have to talk about college football news first, because we are ostensibly a college football podcast still. I don't think Vegas knows what to do with the Big 12.
They have no idea what to do with the Big 12. I love this so much.
I mean, does anyone know what to do with the Big 12?
I know to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. That's what I'm going to do.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's the best answer.
Yeah.
Brett McMurphy posts the over/under win totals from Circa Sports, and every team is somewhere between 5 and 8.5 wins.
Yeah,
That's,
I mean,
That's,
statistically, sure.
Yeah,
it's the over-unders, the season.
bell curve.
The
They're
highest-
going to end up somewhere. Some teams are going to be lower. Some teams are going to be higher. But most people
And,
are going to
like,
be stacked in the middle.
No disrespect to Arizona State, but I don't. There's nobody on this list that I'm like, this is a 10-win team.
I honestly I can't even do it either. It's just I don't have any strong feelings about any team. I don't know what's going to happen, who's returning, what happened after the transfer portal, who went to the draft, what's going to take place here, there. I feel like this is the Vegas answer. It's just like, I don't know, man.
Throw up your hands. Just, I don't fucking know. Do what you want.
I don't fucking know who's good in this league.
The true neutral of college football.
This is the funny thing about this. This is no disrespect to the Big 12 by us whatsoever. I just love that Vegas can't predict it, and it's completely unpredictable. And this is like a chaos conference that I absolutely love. Like, there's nobody. Like, one of these teams is likely going to the playoff, and we don't know who it is. Like last year, they had Arizona State last, and Arizona State went to the playoff. So, I mean, you could probably look at, who knows? Scott Frost at UCF is back. Would that?
You know who
really
else is
anger
back?
Nebraska
You know who else is back at their school in the Big 12?
I know.
Oh.
Rich Rod there at the bottom with 5. I'm like, okay. It's like, okay, we don't know, because I mean, I don't know about Mike Gundy. I don't know what's gonna go there. But like, you think Arizona State, K-State, maybe Iowa State, Texas Tech, and Baylor looks to improve, but it's just like, I mean, what's Utah with, Devin Dampier at quarterback? There's no more Cam Rising, but I mean, like, nobody has any idea, and God, I love the Big 12 so much this year. I cannot wait. I cannot. Like, it's going to be so unpredictable.
Is this the crab bucket?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I think if a team can get their shit together and not get pulled into the grab bucket, they could do that. That's kind of what Arizona State did. Like, but I mean, like BYU coming off of that great season last year. I mean, Colorado had a great season. Arizona State had a great season, but like, everybody lost so much. And then the portal is the portal.
That's the thing. Listeners, you have to understand that we are not portal followers. So
No, that way lies madness.
I kind of feel like whoever wins Farmageddon to begin the year is like, hey.
I mean, you're not wrong. They haven't.
I keep forgetting that that's even a thing.
No, I've
We're
lived
shipping
in
that
Farmageddon.
overseas.
We're shipping that overseas. That's right. Again, I feel like whoever wins Farmageddon is my Big 12 favorite.
First the potato famine, then Farmageddon. What are we doing to Ireland?
I don't know.
I mean, there are people who are responsible for the Great Hunger. They are not here.
It's just like, I mean, K-State is, look, K-State's always a solid team. Like, is this year they put it all together?
Here, you know what? I will put down a big bet right now. I will say the winner of Farmageddon is in the Big 12 championship game.
Honestly, you know what? Yeah. Sure. It's Matt Campbell's moment to shine.
He did last year. They were at the title game.
They were in the title game.
It's his moment to do it again.
I
kind of forgot they made the title game. Sorry, Iowa State.
Oh yeah, same.
they lost that.
I was like, wow, bold predict. Oh, okay.
They got run the fuck over by Arizona State and Cam Scotto.
Yeah. No, I remember because of all the corn commercials I heard listening to the Big 12 championship game on the Varsity app.
Like this, I mean, look, man, I have no idea what to expect from the Big 12. I'm just excited for it. I feel like if you're a fan of a Big 12 team, like, you can't have any pessimism because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, this feels like if you are in the Big 12, everybody's got a shot to win it. Based off of Vegas.
that's the fun thing about the conference. It's always been the fun thing about the conference is that this version of the Big 12, there is no clear top and bottom.
No.
There is no clear, oh, well, this team's just going to win. Because
no, we just threw a bunch of shit in a blender. It's fine.
Is this P4 Maction?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that feels about right. Because these are all teams that any given week could surprise the other. Like, I mean, I'm looking at here, 7.5 wins for Utah, 7.5 wins for Kansas. I don't know, man.
Maybe.
Okay, respectfully, where is 7.5 wins for Kansas coming from?
I don't know.
They had 5 last year.
That's true. And I guess it's been like we had spicy Kansas like 2 years ago, and so now like the spicy Kansas cycle is recurring.
Yes. Well, they had expectations last year, Kansas. Now you don't have expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the 2 more expectation win bump. And also, Kansas is actually playing at home this year, not in Kansas City, like Cincinnati and Nebraska.
Oh, that's right. We're shipping Cincinnati. Once again, I did not realize Cincinnati was that far.
I love the video because people are just like, it's money. I'm like, we know it's fucking money. Like, we know that's the reason they did that. They were shopping around to the highest bidder. But like, I was just reading the damn press release. Travis Kelce.
In other news, an Ohio lawmaker wants to ban noon Buckeye games after Ohio State, Texas scheduling. The bill would require Ohio State games to begin at 3:30 or later when the team faces a top 10 opponent.
Doesn't the Ohio legislature have literally anything else to do right now?
How do they define top 10 opponent? Because that would be interesting if there was like some. I would assume they would use the AP poll, but I would like it if they're just like, coaches poll, we got to make you relevant again.
It's just going to be some computer poll. Just the BCS computers were polling.
I love this because I think Andy Staples wrote something about this. And it was like, there's other lawmakers that wanted to do this. Like LSU, they've introduced this too. Is like, hey, you got to play games in September after like 6 p.m. They're trying to like.
I mean, Arizona has a law like that, right?
Yeah, but that's for the
that
heat,
one's
isn't
for
it?
like safety, though.
Yeah, that's because like it's like 110 degrees in the afternoon, and everyone will die.
I mean, it's pretty hot in Louisiana in September. Like,
I
could see a rationale. Like, you know,
it's hot. It's hot in Starkville. It's hot in Oxford. It's hot in Austin. It's hot in College Station. It's hot as hell in Columbia. I mean, for God's sakes, it's hot everywhere. But there's been like lawmakers actually, they've done laws for things like this. Now Ohio State's joining them. LSU, West Virginia, Texas Tech, Auburn, Alabama. There's been so many different like.
Well, I mean, Ohio State, like the Ohio lawmaker here is kind of giving up the game by only making it top 10 opponents because you can't claim that that's a safety. It's only too hot if the other team's real good. If the other team's really bad, we can cool off. We got enough Gatorade and ice and everything. If there's a big team though, we're gonna run out. We got to play that game. They're just gonna
be out there getting some exercise versus like we're actually playing a good team.
Yeah, I mean, I find it so funny when teams complain about this, especially in the Big Ten. Like, so you know that meme from Mad Men, which I haven't actually seen the show, but I know the meme, where he says that's what the money is for, and we've joked about that in a completely wrong context from how that's said in the show. Which I think is actually what you're supposed to do with memes from Mad Men, because that's also how people misuse the one where they're in the elevator. But
not Great Bob.
No, the one where he's like, I don't think about you at all, like that one.
Oh, that one.
Where
yeah.
it's like anyone who's like, I feel like most of those uses people are using it like the opposite. But and so this like the actual like correct usage of that's what the money is for would be like, yeah, like this is inconvenient, but like you are paid money to put up with this, right? Like it's not like Fox unilaterally came in and said, this is when we're scheduling games. They signed a contract with the Big Ten. Like this
Yeah.
was all up for negotiation. And
Yeah.
the Big Ten, they agreed to this. Ohio State, you agreed to this, right? I know there's obviously at the time the contract was signed, there would have been 14 or 16 other Big Ten teams, or I guess 15 other Big Ten teams, including Ohio State. But I mean, we know how Ohio State, they move and shake and they have power. Like Ohio State, if you didn't want to play games at this point, then like you could have gone for that in the negotiation. Like you agreed to this for the money, right? I like SEC, their biggest games are not being played at noon Eastern because in their contract with ESPN, when they talk about like when the games are played, it's laid out with the specific time slots. And so like your biggest SEC game is in prime time because like that's what the contract is. And you've got the Big Ten, they're getting more money for their media rights than the SEC is. They're number one. And like, this is the price you pay. And like, it sucks for fans, right? Because if you're a fan and your team's going to get more money to play at an inconvenient time, right? And it doesn't just suck for Big Ten fans. This happens to this happens to MAC fan bases in the same footprint. Your team's getting a check to play at an inconvenient time for you. And like, that's just how this game works.
Yeah.
That's how it works at every level.
I think the example of MAC teams is the one that like actually like I think MAC fans have an actual valid complaint about MACtion.
Yes.
Like MACtion is just for TV. We all know that MACtion is just for TV. And in this house, we love and respect MACtion, but it does also make things difficult for fans who want to go to the game in person. Ohio State fans who are mad about being on at noon have the most first world problems here. Like, here is your teeny tiny little violin, Ohio State. I am playing it for you. I'm so sorry that you have to play at noon most of the time, because you definitely want to be playing at 6 a.m. or 6 a.m. You definitely want to have a 7 o'clock kickoff in Columbus in November. That's going to be great for everybody. We're all going to love that. Like,
I mean, hey, you know who has a great setup for their game scheduling, for their home game scheduling? Notre Dame. I mean, almost all of their games are on NBC. I think probably one or two a year against some of the smaller schools might be on a different channel, but they play almost every game at either 2:30 Eastern, or they have a few night games as a treat.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? They don't get as much for their media rights as Ohio State does. But you tell me a school like Ohio State, if they wanted that, I feel like they could get that. I feel like Ohio State has the clout if they wanted to.
They could have when they negotiated this, but they negotiated, then they signed with Fox, and Fox's big thing that they're trying to promote is Big Noon Saturday. So that's what you get. You wanted to go with that.
It's what the money's for.
That's right. That's what Kevin Warren said. Now he's with the Bears. So it's like, hey, Ohio State, you can't yell at me, Ohio State.
Yeah. It's very this feels like a law, lawmakers just jingling keys.
Mm-hmm.
If they just want to jingle keys in the legislature.
Yeah.
Waste your own time. That's fine.
Andy Staples had some funny ideas to jingle keys, so to speak. There was one that he said for Texas, be enacted by the legislature of the state of Texas. This is a suggestion. This is not a real law. Anyone wishing to throw a tortilla on the field of play at Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock may do so, provided the Texas Tech offense does not have the ball. Both corn and flour tortillas are permitted, but they must be empty. Anyone caught throwing a taco or quesadilla will be ejected.
Fair.
Yeah.
Quesadilla could fly really well,
Can't
too,
waste
I think.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
waste
got
it.
too much
Yeah.
weight. Get it too melty. Yeah.
You really gotta wing it though. You know?
Oh, you can throw a frisbee. A cold quesadilla would go far.
For sure.
Oh man, I'm gonna take it to another level. I'm throwing a quesarito on the field.
Oh my God! No, how dare you?
That's whipping a Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Jeez, that could hurt. Then another one that he suggested for West Virginia says a bill to amend the code of West Virginia to permit the public outdoor burning of any sofa, couch, Chesterfield, or love seat within the boundaries of Monongahela County in the 12 hours following a victory by the West Virginia football team.
What about a Davenport? Can I burn a Davenport?
I mean,
No, that's not in the law.
what is a Davenport?
You gotta check these
I
things.
feel like it's another word for couch, but now I have to Google this.
Davenport furniture piece. It's a sofa.
Yeah.
But it's a series of sofa made by the Massachusetts furniture manufacturer A.H. Davenport Company, now defunct.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get around the law.
Okay, get around the law. Davenport sofa.
Can't arrest me. It's a Davenport.
Davenport, safe.
This was one of the most important weeks in NFL because it was the schedule drop, and everyone loves the schedule drop. This has become a thing that this year they leaked it out too over the course of a week. They talked about some of their big games first. Y'all, I can't do this.
My favorite is not the NFL schedule drop. My favorite is the NFL schedule drop, where the NFL announces when they will announce the schedule, which I don't know. I feel like it should be a surprise. I think that they should specifically look for another competing sport league having a moment, be like, when can we overshadow this? Right? Like NBA finals tipping off, boom, schedule. Something like that.
This year, like the past couple years, all the social medias have gone crazy trying to post their fun thing. There was Minecraft, there was Mario Kart 64. There were multiple Minecraft ones.
Is it just me? Or I get the Minecraft one because there was a movie, but did everyone go to video games this year? Because I don't follow the NFL super closely, so I wasn't seeking these out. But every one that got shared on the timeline that I saw was some sort of video game based schedule release video.
Not all of them. I think that was just because those are the ones that are the most memeable, ones that everyone wants to share. The Washington Commanders did a roller coaster tycoon.
That was probably my favorite one. I think that was great. It was a good. It was 5 minutes of, and this had to be roller coaster tycoon. You can't build this stuff really quickly, right?
No, it takes. None of these things are easy to make. Like the Atlanta Falcons Mario Kart one must have been a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think the roller coaster tycoon was good. The Minecraft one by the Chargers, which they always seem to do these great, just crazy stuff. There was an article that I found from JP Costa that he had his girlfriend rank the favorite ones, and she doesn't know anything about football.
Wonderful.
I should do this with Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend and a college football schedule release sometime.
Yes.
Yeah, I linked it in the show notes. It's there. It says NFL schedule release videos ranked by my girlfriend who has no idea about sports. So the link is there. The first one she ranked, which was I just got a Fabuloso ad. Thank you. I love living in San Antonio, but Fabuloso is awesome. It's fabulous. Los Angeles Chargers. It
smells so good.
My mom hates the smell, but I love the smell. My mom born and raised on Pine Sol, but the Fabuloso is just it's too. I guess it's too spicy of the smell for her. I don't know, but
I always feel like it should be an alcoholic beverage, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know people.
It's the forbidden juice.
Yeah,
it is.
I know
Fabuloso
people talk about Tide Pods as being real tempting. I don't know. I know I shouldn't, but for me, that's Fabuloso.
I really wouldn't mind a Fabuloso margarita, but you shouldn't have that. They have really good flavors too.
Forbidden juice.
Forbidden juice is Fabuloso. So this is her. She said Los Angeles Chargers. I kind of think that's a 10 out of 10. The attention to detail and the reflection of being chronically online made this enjoyable. The ghost of Saquon Barkley was the best part. So that was a great video. Number 2, they had the Seahawks. Seahawks had unboxed the action. Today, the Seahawks 50th season schedule is here. Tickets sold separately, and it was just nothing but action figures.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. I was
really
in tears crying.
It was a good one.
It was hilarious.
So the 49ers had Saddle Up Faithful, It's Time to Go. It's a scheduled release, and it was like a cartoon. Which
it was like 16-bit video game
yes.
graphics.
The Minnesota Vikings one was her 4th rank. That was pretty dope. My favorite tattoo was the teddy bear and dead battery. Scars fade, but schedule is permanent. Los Angeles Rams, they did Brenda Song did like basically like a news report on every single like opponent, which was kind of great. It was kind of like Tonight Show meets schedule release video, which was good. I did enjoy the Buffalo Bills. It says their schedule was powered by AI, and the only AI that the GM knew was Allen Iverson.
It's the only AI we recognize.
That's the only AI I knew. And so, and they couldn't even get Allen Iverson to say "Go Bills" at the end. He only said "Go Josh Allen." So that's it. Because I mean, you know, he's from Virginia. It's you know, there was some good stuff. It was really good. I didn't even see the Saints video, but
who was the one that partnered with Art but Make It Sports?
Oh man, I don't even know. Was that this year or last year?
This year.
Oh. Well, they did one with NBA Paint. That was the Colts.
The Colts were the ones that got in trouble, right?
That was NBA Paint. Was that this year though?
Maybe it wasn't this year.
Yeah,
was-
I don't see anything on Art but Make It Sports' Blue Sky about this.
To answer your question, Arthur, yes, the Colts
Okay.
did get in trouble.
Okay.
They did with
there's always one. I don't know. Having like done some creative stuff in places that are more buttoned up than we are, like I don't know how an NFL team puts out something that gets them in trouble. Like how do you not have those controls?
There's so many layers that these things have to go through. How do you so listeners, if you haven't seen the video or seen their apology, they did a joke about Tyreek Hill getting arrested. And that's not something that you should joke about.
Yeah.
He had a very very bad, very, very bad interaction with the police in Miami last year. And
it's probably not the best.
I don't think it's funny to joke about that. And that somebody did is and that they let that go through is very bad. Like, what are you doing?
The editorial position of this podcast, to be clear, is that police brutality is bad, and so is racial profiling. So you know,
like, why did you think that was funny, and why did this go through so many layers to get there? What are we doing?
Yeah. Anyway,
it's 2025.
That is so many layers of approval that somehow got through.
Yes, there's a lot of layers of approval.
For the record, Tyreek Hill did say he thought it was funny,
which is great. Like,
I still don't think you put it out, but at least like he seemed okay with it.
Yeah,
there I feel like that's it's gonna hit differently for a lot of different people. That's great that Tyreek Hill can look back on it. Other people are not going to take it the same way Tyreek Hill took it, and I think you just don't make that joke.
It's also a bit amusing to me because all of the headlines are Colts apologize to Tyreek Hill and Microsoft, since it was like a Minecraft theme thing.
Yeah, because they didn't get approval for Minecraft.
Yeah. But it's always just a funny that like to be like, okay, we got to apologize to the person that we made light of this and Microsoft.
It's giving, I'd like to thank my parents and God. Like,
yeah.
So the Jags did the schedule release with the man that did the bucket of water that Arthur loved so much. The Ice Bowl. At 4:30.
Man, I wish I had a bucket of ice water right now.
Yeah, if only.
I saw Saratoga at the airport yesterday, and I started
just scroll to the bottom and read the comment for New England Patriots, which is the very ranked last one. You can, if Brigit or Pitt Girl want to scroll to the bottom of this and just read number 32.
I am scrolling. I will read it.
I got it.
Loads.
Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
We have number 31. Or 32, I should say, sorry. New England Patriots. He's gross.
He is gross.
Readers, she's right.
The girlfriend is right. As
You
girlfriend,
don't even have to say who it is.
I'm glad she said it with her whole chest.
Yeah.
I think you can probably guess, given the way this podcast feels about certain sports media spaces, who we're talking about.
Yep. We've talked about this guy's specific grossness a while ago. So, he continues to be gross.
More people need to understand how gross this guy is and how gross these spaces are. And the sooner we stop elevating them, the better we're all going to be as a society.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that video, and now I'm mad.
We go across the pond. Going across the pond here for the FA Cup in England, where the Manchester City team favorite to win the FA Cup over little old Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, if you've ever watched the show Ted Lasso, it's actually the stadium that they use for the games for the Greyhounds. So, and the colors of Ted Lasso and Crystal Palace are the same. Essentially, they're red and blue. They have that. So it's basically the Greyhounds are built on that, so to speak. So what I just want to say here is that Manchester City played Crystal Palace a few weeks before this game, and they beat them 5-2. Their coach, Oliver Glasner, the coach of Crystal Palace, told Pep Guardiola, says, hey, if you play the same system again in the FA Cup final, we are going to figure out a way to break it and end it. So what I just wanted to say here is that Crystal Palace got a goal in the first 16 minutes of the game. So they're up 1-0. And they basically go the rest of the game just parking the bus as hard as they possibly can. And they upset Manchester City in the FA Cup final to win their first ever trophy.
Hell yeah.
Major trophy. 1-0. In kind of the most sicko style that you could possibly do this. Now, you remember, they just lost to Man City 5-2. They didn't give up anything. They won 1-0. Clean sheet.
That'll do it. You gotta do it the way that you can do it. That's how. Great.
Yes. So let me just give you some stats in this game, which you may not necessarily know these soccer stats, but ball possession, you can kind of understand like who has the ball the most. Manchester City had the ball for 78% of the game.
So translating this into football, they had the ball for like 50 minutes of 60.
So like it's a 90-minute game. Let's just say they had time of possession. Let's just say, I'd say 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Football, like American football style. That's what it is. Expected goals, which is basically like how many goals they should have had, or based off of their shots and shots on target. Manchester City's expected goals was 2.23. They had 23 shots and 6 shots on target. They were expected to have 2.23 goals that game, so probably 2 goals. Crystal Palace had basically had 7 total shots, 2 on target. One of the ones that was on target was the goal, and their expected goals was 0.74. So their one shot was a good one, and it counted, and they won 1-0. Again, their first ever major title. They've won some like League 2 like championships, like the English championship title twice, but they've been a soccer club for 120 years, and they have never gotten a major trophy ever. And this was their first one ever. So again, maybe Ted Lasso ending gave them the oomph to get over. I don't know if Ted Lasso's coming back yet.
It's coming back.
Yeah, it's under the works, but
IP never dies.
May not be in that stadium though.
Why don't they play in an actual Crystal Palace?
Is there enough floor space in the actual Crystal Palace for that?
Is there an actual Crystal Palace?
Yeah.
The Crystal
Okay.
Cathedral.
Yeah.
Well, so the actual Crystal Palace was I'm like 90% sure this is true. Let me Google it. But I believe that references like a big glass thing that was built for one of the world's fairs in London.
I'm trying to think what would be the funniest building material to name a like a team after. Like imagine playing in like Concrete Palace, just like a really brutalist stadium.
The Great Exhibition of the Works of Industry of All Nations, also known as the Great Exhibition or the Crystal Palace Exhibition, in reference to the temporary structure in which it was held, was an international exhibition that took place in Hyde Park, London, from May 1st to October 15th, 1851. So I assume this is the temporary Crystal Palace is the Crystal Palace from which the soccer team gets its name.
All right, how about that?
Yeah, I'm going to put a link in the chat.
Yeah. And their logo is awesome, which I did bevel for this one because it was great. So let me, where did I put the logo? It was in there somewhere. But yeah, they're the Eagles, and they basically their logos. It's got a soccer ball right on top of the actual Crystal Palace, which you can see it's kind of based off of there.
Crystal Palace FC were founded at the site of the original Crystal Palace. So, yes, that is why they have
All
that
right.
name.
Yeah. They got to type in Crystal Palace, actual palace to find that. The Crystal Palace, actual palace, which is great.
I mean, we should name more teams after just buildings that have been around.
Here's my Chicago soccer team, Sears Tower.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely don't use updated names.
No,
of course not.
No. Well, I mean, you'd have to change the sponsor, right?
Yeah.
What's the tower now?
Willis Tower.
Willis Tower.
Willis,
yeah.
But it's pronounced Sears Tower. It's like Heinz Field.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big fan of Falling Water FC.
Ooh, hell yeah.
You couldn't do it the what you talk about Willis Tower FC, but no, you couldn't do that.
The first and only non-high school soccer team in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, Falling Water FC.
Yeah.
So we got to do it. We got to do like all teams are named after like famous buildings that aren't there anymore. Okay.
I wonder if you could sort them by architecture. Like we're in the Brutalism League. We're in the was it the Federalism League? The like big federal buildings that are like brutalist, but kind of not.
Oh my god! Yeah, just like hey, we're
in the Classical League.
That's right.
We're gonna have separate teams named after all the previous Madison Square's Garden. Or imagine a team named after a really imagine a team named after a really like unsuccessful or maligned build. Like imagine a team named after like the Vessel at Hudson Yards.
This is my baseball team, Boston City Hall.
God.
Everybody like Boston City Hall had shooters. Everybody be like, it's a good building, actually.
To be clear, I think Boston City Hall is fine.
Building. I would be one of those shooters.
Naming my team after that one skyscraper in San Francisco that's just collapsing.
Oh, the
slowly.
one that's slowly sinking. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
And then there's like a like League 2 team that's just Coit Tower FC that everybody in San Francisco actually supports, but like all the tech people support the whatever tower because it's the big tower.
I think it's Salesforce.
Is it the Salesforce one? That feels right.
I forget.
What tower?
It feels right spiritually.
Hang on. Tower collapsing San Francisco.
Yeah, it's Salesforce Tower.
Oh. Like we're just trying to do this
the
now.
Millennium
Remembering
Tower.
some buildings, yeah.
Let's remember some buildings.
San Francisco's Millennium Tower now may be sinking in the center.
Oh, that's nice.
No longer sinking anymore at the corner.
Well, it's got
now sinking in the middle.
It's got a
progress.
It's progress.
What?
It's
got to even itself out.
What kind of team is named after the really teeny tiny, like very narrow skyscrapers right by like Central Park in Manhattan?
Oh,
you know the ones I'm talking about, where it's
like the pencil ones, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like logistically not even a good place to live, despite costing millions.
I mean, is that not the New York Yankees?
That feels like, I don't know. I feel like the Yankees are like too much of the people. Like,
Yeah.
they're obviously like they're for the coastal elites of New York City, but like they are like generally for like the people of New York, you know, in a way that these towers are not.
No. That association for me is mostly just the Yankees are also extremely expensive.
The only thing that keeps popping up in my head is something like Gilded Age FC. It's very fancy, and it looks very fancy, but it's actually very bad.
I mean, like, what's those historical buildings in like Mesopotamia? It was like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. FC.
Oh, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Yeah, just.
I mean, you could do worse
Harappan
than
Stepwell FC.
Why would you just name
after an ancient wonder?
The Sphinx Nose FC?
Just the nose?
Because that's the part that's missing. So whatever. It's so ridiculous. Let's talk about something more.
We need to have like an ancient FC name, but it has to be in the place where A&S was from, so he can be their mascot. And the fans can all hold up improper copper tablets.
Subpar copper.
Yes.
Also, Mesoamerican Ball Game FC.
Yes, we can make all these things happen.
Yeah, we're bringing back the ball game.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about the ball game, take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. That's right. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. The Pirates played the Phillies this weekend. And we were upset that they changed the scorebug for the broadcast, and it was no longer going to be.
It doesn't say poop anymore.
It doesn't say poop anymore. So
they
it doesn't
took it
say poop
from
anymore.
us, and we will never forget it.
I honestly I was upset about it, and apparently the broadcast acknowledged this. So
you put a screenshot of this in the chat, and I thought this was something we made.
It was not.
It
but,
really looks like we made it.
But I'm gonna share this, and hopefully I can share the video here. I'm gonna do that, and let me see if the video goes here, and we get some audio in.
Before we continue with this telecast, we have to address what is on everybody's minds and hearts. July 29th, 2022, our beloved scorebook first lit up the screens here with Phillies television. It was more than just a scoreboard. It was a legend, an unforgettable icon. Its name, once met with chuckles, quickly became synonymous with good times and fierce rivalries. As the final out arrives on its bright and brilliant run, it will be missed. On, but never forgotten. Before we continue with this telecast, we have to address what is on everybody's...
We're looping the salute to poop.
The salute to poop. Poop salutes.
That sounds like something I don't want to Google.
All right. Definitely don't want to do a salute to poop here. But no, it's funny because the crowd itself was kind of into it, and the MLB Instagram and like their Twitter accounts posted like the memorial to the poop scoreboard themselves, which I mean, this is incredible. And then for some odd reason on the broadcast, they introduced a new vertical poop.
As Treblop quoted it, said it, poop running down.
Poop running down. Definitely not good.
You never want to see it.
Never want to see poop running down.
Or feel it.
Definitely don't. So really, this was something that was. It is incredible. The Pirates did play like poop.
I mean, yeah, that's what they do.
That's what they do. I think the Pirates manager got thrown out one game. Again, yeah. So
this is like his sixth game, maybe, and he's already gotten ejected twice.
So he had 3 wins, 3 losses, 2 ejections when this occurred. So
and a partridge in a pear tree.
That's about right. So it's great. Also, I want to give a shout out to the poop queen. I'm just gonna call her this. She had a shirt on with the scorebug, like the scorebug shirt. It just read across poop. Like, just, I would like to buy that shirt.
Yeah.
If anybody's selling it, let us know.
Yeah, Poop Queen, if you're listening, we would love to know where this shirt came from.
Yes.
Queen,
We
if
want
you're
wholesale
listening.
orders.
Please. I mean, we made the Aaron Go Burge shirt. I mean, can we like just take her picture and put on a shirt? Poop Queen. I just love how they spotted it in the crowd, and she's just like, whatever. It's still 0-0, and it's in between innings. It is like the scoreboard should say poop, but it doesn't.
This is she has extremely Philadelphia energy, and I appreciate that about her.
She's reminding us of what's important, and I really appreciate her for doing that.
Mm-hmm. The Poop Queen.
Laugh every time.
I mean, I didn't know what else to name her, but
no, that's her name.
Yeah, unless she tells us differently.
I'm thinking like a song.
She has a better title.
There's a song that was like Trap Queen, right?
Yes, Trap Queen.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
that song's in my head now.
She's like, "Hey, what's up? Hello."
It's kind of what she's looking at right now,
with the shirt and everything. Yeah,
the shirt and everything. The Poop Queen. I can't stop laughing. I'm sorry. Somebody's gonna go to the next point. I think I'm done.
All right, next point. Let's go.
Yeah. So the Sickos Committee promoting the UFL more than The Rock. A screenshot of us quote tweeted by Preston McElhaney. This page has done more for the UFL than The Rock. I have no additional context here, so Commish, I'm going to need you to explain.
I'm back. I think I've calmed down.
Recovered from laughing about the Poop Queen.
Maybe not. You didn't have to mention it again.
Do we think
Queen mentioned?
Do we think that The Rock could maybe just send Travis Scott out to promote the UFL in his stead?
Just so The Rock has some sort of contract with the UFL to promote it. Is that what I'm to understand?
Part
here?
owner too.
Oh.
Like it's part of his. It's like he's in the ownership group.
Is this John Bon Jovi owning an arena league team?
He would know.
Hey, shout out to the Passion or the Power or whatever
this
the fuck
was like
they were
the
called.
league, and like he would do all the intros and stuff. Like this year, he hasn't done anything with it really.
Today I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would do the intros of the UFL. He was with the XFL, the reiteration. He bought it in 2023. Then when it joined last year, he was still involved. This year, he kind of took a back seat, I guess. But the one thing is like we keep getting these comments that, hey, we're doing more for the UFL than like anybody that they know of. Like nobody's promoting it. There's no like infrastructure of promotion for it. And I'm just like, the only thing that we're doing is like, hey, y'all, the UFL's on. And
it feels like even the broadcasters have punted on it to a degree.
Yeah. And so a lot of the makeup of it, they solve the player issue with the medical staffs. It's just like it's on TV. There's like no promotion for it. It's just like, hey, it's on. Like check it out. And we're just like, hey, UFL's on. And they're social media, they'll post stuff. They'll do different things for it. And we'll quote some highlights, we'll post some highlights, we'll do some things. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not living and dying by this league, which they did just get to the playoffs and the Final Four is there. Skip Holtz has a chance to go back to back 4 straight championships, which he won 2 in the USFL and then he won the XFL one last year. So back to back, basically. He's got a shot. He's down to his 5th string quarterback, so it may not be working out this year, but
I believe.
But they are hosting the USFL conference championship game against the Michigan Panthers in I think a week or so. So there is something to be said. Like, we follow the product. And like the ratings are, it's like, it's on. Like the Fox broadcast is getting like, 400,000 to 500,000 viewers. The ABC one, like the Mother's Day broadcast, got like 900,000 some odd viewers, which is.
Is it fair to say that this is the like, hey, speed's on?
I was literally thinking the same thing. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is our speed's on.
Speed's on.
The Mother's Day thing is just like, hey, I got people over for Mother's Day. Like my TV is just on. Hey, there's football.
Yeah.
Let's just
I mean, that's how I feel about like even like the regular Sunday broadcasts. It's just like
it's filling in the role of the bowl game.
Yeah.
True.
You got to have some sports on while you take your sports nap, and sometimes if there's not baseball on, it's got like, what if you're in a blackout? You're gonna watch the UFL.
And like, you know, the Masters is over, and like only real weird people are turning on the Golf Channel to do golf naps.
Well,
so
I mean,
like,
there was the PGA
you got to be real
Championship
committed
this
to the golf
weekend,
nap.
but you know.
Okay.
The Masters nap is unparalleled as far as a golf nap goes.
Well, you know, that is. I mean, it's a tradition like any other, really. Honestly. So, yeah, I mean, I just can't say anything better than that. So, there was one thing that we got from the DC Defenders game that they played today against the Arlington Renegades. There was a screenshot that says beer snake science, which the DC Defenders, they have a beer snake that just basically runs up one side of the field in one designated section. It says the snake weighs 1.5 pounds per foot. There is 48 cups per foot, 288 cups per 6 feet, 9 pounds per 6 feet. A 50-foot snake would weigh about 75,000 pounds. The 50-foot snake is, I'm sorry, not 75,000 pounds.
Yeah, I was just saying that math is not math.
I did the
50-foot cup snake crushing everyone.
The entire
immediately
stands.
Collapsing into a black hole of cup snake.
The cup snake disaster.
There's your problem episode about the cup snake disaster of 2025.
I'm imagining it becoming sentient, like in a like monster movie, like kaiju cup snake.
Yeah. Cup dragon.
Sorry, and John Voight gets crushed to death again somehow, like in Anaconda. But
he winks though.
He does. He does.
He does
wink.
Where's the cup? I got so this has again reminded me that I'm a person with free will, and I theoretically could go and be part of the cup snake. So please hold. I'm figuring out which section that is.
Yeah, you know, should be kind of fun. But
Sickos Committee, crushed by snake.
But it's actually the 50. Sorry, let me fix this first. There we go. The 50-foot snake would weigh about 75 pounds, not 75,000 pounds. And the 50-foot snake is 2,400 beers. Now you can go ahead and talk about the cup snake crushing everybody in these.
Yeah. I can go. I could potentially go be crushed by the cup snake on Friday, May 30th, the last home game of the year for the Defenders, for the low price of $34.30.
I think that's probably a playoff game, right?
This is the last regular season
season game.
Yeah,
okay.
the playoffs are set. Like the bottom of the XFL is, I'm sorry, UFL is not great.
It feels to me like there's a big gap in viability between, like, there are a few cities that they've found where this works really well, and it's, I think, primarily cities that don't have an NFL team. So you can say, like, I know St. Louis is like decently popular there. DC, I guess they do technically have an NFL team. I attribute that to the NFL team being so bad over the course of a long time that people are like, yeah, we'll get behind this.
That stadium that they played
it's
in
a great location.
No, it's just like
so much better than
there's so many different teams there. Like there's always an event going on there. So it's just like these people just live in Audi Field. They just live there. It's like there's like it feels like there's apartments there, and they just wake up and go to all these games that are at that stadium. Shout out to you, Duck.
No, I mean, honestly, like I don't know. So there's a few cities that they figured out like how to make it work, and then there's some cities where they haven't. And I don't know what happens going forward, right? Like I don't think there's a, like, if spring football in this form isn't viable, I feel like you are losing some stuff there, and I don't know like what you do to work on that, right? Like if there would be a way to get some sort of other football in those places where it's working, but at least they seem to be having fun for now.
That's all they really can be. Which, I mean, there was a couple of things like the bottom of the teams in the bottom of the league. Like 3 coaches took indefinite leave of absences this year, and San Antonio was one of them. I think Memphis lost their coach to, I think he went to go be the head coach at Tennessee State. Or was it Houston? I can't remember. Like somebody's team, like, it could have been DC. I don't know. But like Reggie Barlow went to be the head coach at Tennessee State when Eddie George went to Bowling Green. So I mean, who knows about the viability? But let's do some viability about I guess ads for us to keep us viable.
Help us make our business viable.
Yes. Let's do that. Did you want to take over from here? Or?
I can. Yeah, that's
okay,
fine.
please go. I'm struggling this evening.
You are doing so good. You're doing great.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
No, I don't think so.
Just can't think about the poop queen.
God damn it.
All right, let's do the ads. Go. Roll.
Yeah, roll the beautiful ad footage. We have a beehive, the beehive. It is where our written content that is longer than a skeet lives. You can subscribe. It is you can get things from there. We also have a Patreon. It's just $5 a month. If you pay for it, you get extra stuff from the beehive, I think, and also like paywall podcasts and stuff. Commish has been doing deep dives into forgotten NCAA records, and the notes say that there is a doozy coming on Monday. So as the time you listen to this, it'll be out already.
This one, I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's since this comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
you
the
already
way
have
that the linear time is you can go read it by the time that you hear us talking about it.
So this one is a record about the most field goal attempts in a single game combined by both teams. This was a Fun Belt edition in 2006 between FIU and North Texas. This game went to 7 overtimes.
Ooh.
The final score was 25-22.
Oh no! Oh God! How many field goal attempts?
I'll tell you how many field goal attempts they had in regulation. 3.
Mm-hmm.
They had 13 field goal attempts in 7 overtimes.
That's the math here. The math here tells me that they missed most of those.
Yes, it's a doozy. The only thing that sucks is that this game was on like Comcast Southwest or whatever, so there's no video footage of it. But I did want to give a shout out to FIU for their meticulous tracking of this record, because there was a couple other records set in this game regarding the field goals, like most field goal attempts in a game for a single kicker, which the North Texas kicker tied one at 9. I feel bad for the FIU's kicker because the only time he kicked, his first kick was with 2 seconds left in the game to make the game time field goal to send it into the 7th overtime. To send it into overtime to set off the 7 OT path, which incredible, great game. I did a really long blog on it because I felt like this was probably one of the most sickos records that I found. And that's why I said it's a doozy. So I hope you enjoy. If you listen to the podcast, go back and read it because, oh boy, it was a joy to write.
I look forward to reading this when it comes out. So yeah, we've got that. Go to the Beehive and subscribe. Check out our link tree. Also, we've got the link tree in our Twitter and Instagram and Blue Sky profiles. We got discounts for things. If you like coffee or tea or whatever, there's stuff in there. It changes sometimes, and like it, you get to try a new thing and you support us a little bit. So that's good and cool. If you subscribe to the Patreon, just $5 a month, in addition to all the other good stuff you get to hang out with us in the Discord, where we talk about stuff and we post no context pictures while we're recording. Somebody eyes emoji'd my post of the Crystal Palace Wikipedia page earlier, so people in here learning what we're talking about before they hear us talk about it, but not with any context.
They're learning about the Poop Queen because I just took a screenshot.
That's right. Poop Queen. Definitely
that's not the title of the podcast.
talking about the Poop Queen while we do the sponsors. That's
Yes.
how we
Perfect.
do the good business. So yeah, if you subscribe to the Patreon, there's a bunch of good stuff in there. So do that. It helps us do things. We also have merch. If you like merch, there's a bunch of stuff in the store. I heard from Obnoxiously Pit Dad that he now has a linear time was a mistake sticker on his car. You
Nice.
too can have a linear time is mistake
Wow.
sticker on your car if you go to our merch store, sickoscommittee.com or .org.
It's
.org.
It's
Yeah.
It's .org.
Sickoscommittee.org. Yeah, we got stuff there. Go there, click the button, buy things.
We've passed Mother's Day. That just means it's time to get ready for Father's Day. And I think you can probably order now and things will arrive by Father's Day.
Yeah.
I'm saying this because I don't really know when Father's Day is. Like Mother's Day, I'm always like, I know when it is. It's coming up. I'm not going to miss it. Father's Day, it's like it sneaks up on me more. But I feel like we're May 18th. I think we're good. So you can order stuff for Father's Day and get that from our store, scorescommittee.org.
Mm-hmm. We also have go ahead, Commish, sorry.
Oh, there's a secret thing. We have 4 new characters coming soon.
Yeah.
So that has been teased, and I'm going to continue it. We're going to have 4 new Sickos sports characters. So look forward to those too.
Yeah, new Sicko guys coming soon. Also, we've got a YouTube. There are videos. Commish and Brigit are working hard on making like actual videos that aren't just recordings of this podcast. So like check those out. They're good and cool.
They're fun. They have pictures. They're visual.
Yeah. Look at that. We got pictures. We've advanced to having pictures.
We're pivoting to video. Just kidding. No, we're
not. So we have that. We have our Instagram, which we mentioned. We have the Twitch. There was Eurovision commentary on the Twitch this week.
Yeah.
And we do other stuff on the Twitch sometimes. So check that out if you want to watch us play video games or whatever.
We'll see if I can figure out and also just decide I'm okay with it to stream when I'm playing iRacing this week because it's the week of the Coca-Cola 600. I am going to try once again to get all 600 miles in virtually. So, and of course, I'm once again squeezing that in at the first possible opportunity because then I have to drive an actual car all the way to Indianapolis. So, we'll see if I have time to get. I don't know if I'm going to have time to get things set up, but we'll see. I might at some point in the future. I'll definitely be trying to get more of the racing on there.
Yeah. So
Arthur's own desert bus stream. Except it's a car.
Yeah. So stuff on the Twitch. Shout out to our friends at Message Boards Geniuses podcast. They go the places we don't dare go. And last but certainly not least, Home Field Apparel, the softest, comfiest t-shirts you could ask for. They got a whole bunch of new Indy 500 stuff out.
Absolutely. It's a big hit. I
it's
saw
all very good.
I saw on I think it was a tweet by Jenna Fryer of the AP that Pato Award saw the new bomber jackets for the Indy 500 in the merch store at the track and bought one. And then he proceeded to qualify for the race on the front row. So,
Home Field magic. It works.
It works.
It definitely works. I mean, and Home Field has Aero McLaren as well. You can get your Aero McLaren gear from Home Field. So I think there's probably some Home Field magic there. If this is finally the year that Pato gets it done, that's why. Yeah.
So Home Field out here doing the good stuff. They also are doing summer school where they're releasing a bunch of cool new hats for different teams. Tennessee's hats came out this past week and they were great.
There
were some real good hats.
Works of art. That Lady Vols hat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very tempted. I'm barely a hat guy anymore, but I would wear that hat.
It's a good hat. So all that to say, check out Home Field Apparel. And when you do, if you are somehow listening to us and have yet to make a purchase from Home Field Apparel, you can use our discount code. Yes, ha ha ha. Yes, that's 3 ha's for 15% off your first order. Back to the show.
Are you feeling stuck in your career or lacking employment at the moment? Experiencing symptoms of job dissatisfaction? You might be suffering from a common condition known as career stagnation. But don't worry, there's a solution. Monster.com. Monster.com offers a comprehensive suite of career-boosting tools designed just for you. Our free resume review and AI interview prep tool will help you stand out from the crowd. Need more guidance? Dive into our career advice articles for expert tips and insights. And don't forget to check out our salary tools to ensure you're getting paid what you're worth. Side effects may include a new job, increased confidence, and a brighter future. Consult Monster.com today and take the first step towards your new career. Ready for your next job opportunity? Visit Monster.com now.
Back to the show.
All right. Scrolling. So, it is the time of year where people graduate from things.
True.
And Cal had commencement, and you have the person with the mace, the ceremonial mace at graduation, which is not for bonking people with, even though that's what it looks like. That's what it's for.
That's what it should be.
But the one at Cal is a bear.
Yeah.
This is an Oski Mace.
Yeah. And we got tagged into this, so shout out to the Cal fans that tagged us into this. It's made, like, the bear is made in part of reclaimed wood from Old North Hall. Which I'm looking at it, and basically it's a mace. It's in like with the Oski head on it. I don't know what the purpose of the thing is. Is it just to look cool? Because,
Pomp and circumstance. I have no
yes.
idea. I burned out on going PhD track, so I couldn't tell you.
Googling graduation mace.
I typed
ceremonial
in, like,
mace.
You see Berkeley Mace, and then it's just like, hey, you remember when they got pepper sprayed? I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Oh, like my professor. There was one day in class who, my advisor, we were in seminar, and he was talking about, so there were protests at UW, and talking about, like, people getting pepper sprayed. And he could smell the pepper spray, and he goes, oh yeah, reminds me of college. Because he went to Berkeley in the 60s. And he's just really casual about it. Like your grandpa, just like, oh yeah, I got pepper sprayed. Like,
I was like,
okay.
hey, you want a Berkeley Master of Advanced Study in Engineering, the Mace degree? I'm like, no, like, just like, there's no. It's as a commencement ceremony icon, and it's just like, I read the article, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like an article of them talking about.
So, per Wikipedia,
okay.
A ceremonial mace is a highly ornamented staff of metal or wood carried before a sovereign or other high officials in civic ceremonies by a mace bearer, intended to represent the official's authority. The mace, as used today, derives from the original mace used as a weapon.
Okay.
Processions often feature maces, as on parliamentary or formal academic occasions, and then there's a drop down for universities. Ceremonial maces, symbols of the internal authority over members and the independence from external authority, are still used at many educational institutions, particularly universities. The University of St. Andrews in Scotland has 3 maces dated from the 15th century and 4 other maces of a more recent origin. And then there's a whole discussion about maces in the UK. In the United States, almost all universities and freestanding colleges have a mace, used almost exclusively at commencement and borne variously by the university or college president, chancellor, rector, provost, the marshal of the faculty, a dean, or some other high official. And then there's a bunch of stuff on there. In 1970, Cornell professor Morris Bishop was acting as marshal at a graduation ceremony when a radical student attempted to grab the microphone. Bishop fought him off with the mace. So the mace is for bonking people.
Okay, it is. All right, perfect. Which, I mean, at Cal, I think you may need to fight off some students every now and then. Mm-hmm. You got to have that mace, I would think.
Sometimes you just need to go bonk.
I mean, true.
Okay. In actual sports news, because we're getting to the actual sports news an hour and 20 minutes into the podcast, as you do, the College World Series is happening. And there have been things that have happened.
Yeah.
Including LSU is out already?
Yeah. Home LSU got eliminated due to their neighbor, essentially, right down I-12 in Hammond, southeastern Louisiana, beat them in the first game. Then LSU eliminated, I think, UConn, and They had to face Southeastern Louisiana again, and Southeastern beat them by a run again, eliminating them. But this paved the way for the Huskers to win the Super Regional in Baton Rouge. So the Cornhuskers are now Cajun, and they have taken Baton Rouge with them. Also, another crazy, like the Southland has been having a little bit of a moment, I would say, baseball-wise. This is men's baseball. Number 8 seed UNO took out Southeastern Louisiana, the 1 seed. And then on its way, it defeated Northwestern State twice, 12-11 to make the championship series against number 6 seed Houston Christian, who knocked out the number 2 seed, the UT RGV Vaqueros. So this just chaos in the Southland. They will play in Houston from the 22nd to the 24th to see who gets the auto bid in the Southland, which the Southland had some hope of 2 teams making it out, normally UTRGV and Southeastern Louisiana, but they both got eliminated. So neither of them are going to the College World Series, and it's either UNO mentioned or it's Houston Christian. So a battle of the CVS, or where Commish actually got his degree from. So let's go Privateers, I guess. Sorry, I may be rooting for them.
I do also have an update that is a little bit less fun for us in some ways.
Somebody's going to need to bleep something.
Yeah, we have to bleep something. There was a double header today on the softball side. And that ended up being a split, and Liberty is advancing over Texas A&M. So big upset, but you know,
the number 1 seed Texas A&M, who got the number 1 overall seed over Oklahoma when they tied the SEC title game. Now, if there was a coin flip, SEC, this could have changed some things. You know, Oklahoma could have won that, and then Oklahoma, you know, could have been the 1 seed and would have had to play, and the outcome could have been different. But no, Greg Sankey, you did not want to do another coin flip here.
Yeah, you could have changed the course of history, and now look what we've got.
You could have changed. You did it for college basketball, for the ladies' college basketball, but you didn't do it for softball. There was no coin flip. You decided to just let it ride, and you know. Historic upset, number 1 overall seed, first time never making it out of the regionals and not making it to the super regionals. So feel bad
it's exciting, but it would be more exciting if it was like basically any other team that had done that.
Was Ted Cruz in College Station?
Probably.
I mean, could have been. Who knows?
We can't prove he wasn't.
Can't prove that. So that is a softball there. There is the Big X baseball tournament is coming up soon. This is what
exactly am I looking at here, Commish?
Oh my God. This is something called pool play. So this is like a World Cup style conference,
it's like the Olympics
baseball tournament. Yeah, you gotta love a conference tournament baseball thing with a group stage. Now,
have we considered that perhaps the Big X has become too large?
You know,
it's gridded, you guys. It's Big X pool play. There are 4 pools, A through D, and then they have times 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for each of the teams who will be playing in those 4 pools. Yes. They're all shuffled about, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 16 games.
Yeah.
It's too many. It's too many games.
It's a lot of. I feel like there's got to be more games here.
This just seems like so much work.
Yes. I don't get it. I don't even know what's supposed to happen in this. I don't know.
It's just okay. Here's your pools. And then
here's your pools. I'm like, what happens in the pool? Like normally, like, you know, there's a double elimination tourney. And I'm just like, what is? So here's the pool play. And
everybody's just out here playing Marco Polo in the pool.
So this is it's weird. So like Oregon, Nebraska, and Michigan State are in one pool. UCLA, Michigan, Illinois are in another pool. Iowa, Indiana, and Rutgers in another pool. USC, Washington, and Penn State are in another pool. Now, the seeds, it's weird for this because the pool doesn't make any sense, really. Because the tournament seeding is Oregon is the 1 seed, Michigan State is with them as the bottom seed, and Nebraska is like the 8 seed here. That's their pool. I'm reading the things here. It says a 12-team tournament will determine the conference's automatic berth to the NCAA tournament. Oregon and UCLA clinched a share of the Big Ten championship on the last day of the season, with Oregon earning the number 1 seed based on a tiebreaker, which is great. Oregon and UCLA have won the Big Ten conference title. All right. This year's tournament will incorporate pool play with 4 groups consisting of 3 teams. Should pool play produce identical records, the highest seeded team in the tie would advance. The 4 pool winners will meet in the single elimination semifinals, followed by the championship game on May 25th. So, it's like Michigan State and Nebraska play each other. Oregon plays Michigan State, and Nebraska play Oregon. But this is all taking place in Omaha, apparently.
It's 12 games just to get to the elimination, which feels
final,
like a lot.
The
for
final
conference.
4 of the Big Ten.
My brain hurts.
My head hurts just reading this and looking at this.
Even just trying to decipher this graph that they've put together that they thought was really helpful, but is actually the opposite of helpful.
I went to take a screenshot of the notes, and then I looked at the last thing I screenshotted. It was the poop queen. And I'm like, it's the perfect expression for this.
Can we just have the poop queen decide the big for us? I feel like she'd do a better job.
I mean, let her do it. Let her do it. But I can't even. It doesn't make. It's just so much, man. You're going there to play 3 games.
Yeah.
And then if your pool play is all tied, let's just say, just for this pool, Michigan State, Nebraska, and Oregon, they're all 1 and 2 somehow. Oregon would move on because they're the higher seed. I don't know if they could be 1 and 2. Honestly,
this is so complicated for no reason.
It is. I don't get it. But that's what the Big Ten has decided to do here, and this takes place. It starts Tuesday, so we can enjoy on a happy Tuesday. Perfect. Let's move on to something else. Poop Queen has derailed me again.
So Arthur, it seems like you have things to say about Indy 500 qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, this was the craziest Indy 500 qualifying I've seen in a good while. In previous recent years, the cars have just been very stuck, right? Where it's basically just a matter of the teams trying to figure out how to remove drag and make the car faster, but the actual runs, you're going to be flat, pretty much the whole time. And it's a lot more. It had been a lot more about the teams, the setups, the engineering. Well, for this year, they've added a hybrid. The cars are hybrids now. And that means there's a bunch of hybrid components in the back of the car, adding extra weight. Mm-hmm. And so this year for qualifying, there wasn't enough grip in the car to support all of that extra weight at the speeds that they had run previously, right? So it went from in previous years, I think it was just very kind of speed limited, right? You were just kind of your lap time was going to be determined just by how fast your car was. And this year you actually had to deal with the amount of grip that you had going through the corners. And so that produced a much more chaotic qualifying session. In the past, recent years, we've seen a lot of cars from the same team will qualify right next to each other because they'll have kind of the same setups, that sort of thing. But that was not the case this year. It was so much more in the hands of drivers. It was a lot more kind of all over the place. You had 2 teams that had to prep cars today for both the pole rounds shootout and the last chance qualifier, right? Because the way that they do the qualifying, everyone runs on Saturday. Then on Sunday, they only make some people come back, the people at the very front and the people at the very back. And the people at the very back are just trying to get into the race, and the people at the very front are the ones actually trying to set a pole time. But there were a number of big crashes as well because
I saw a clip of one of these on Blue Sky of like in car camera, and it seems like relatively normal wreck footage, and then just like the whole horizon just casually flips over, and then the camera goes out, and he was fine. He walked away.
So I got, let's see here. I just want to show a few of these crashes because I'm just going to start with this one. Let's see. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay.
That is not how I expected that car to land.
No.
Definitely not.
Not ideal. Oh, and here comes the truck to come get him. Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's just like we got guys fishing him out of the car.
There we go.
Okay, now we get to see this again in slow mo.
Oh, okay, so.
Oh yeah, he just kind of loses the ass end of the car and.
Yep.
Boom.
Bonk.
Right into the wall.
There goes.
All the things.
Tires are gone.
Tires. Axle.
Broken axle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sliding.
So
slow motion.
This driver, this wreck happened in the morning, maybe like 9 or 10 a.m. And he was back in the car. They got a backup car put together, and he was back in the car around like 5:00 in the afternoon. This next one was in qualifying, so this would have been probably like 11, maybe 11:30, and he was also back at, I don't know, like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, just
oh Lord.
Was that a lockup, or did he just lose it?
I think he just lost it because the back end of the car's so heavy.
That's not how you ride the wall.
No, don't like that. I mean, they have the thing that like sticks out over your
the
head
halo,
now,
yeah.
so it's much safer than it used to be. But
I'm
that's
very
still
glad
scary
they
as
have the
hell.
halo and that they brought that to F1.
Yeah, listener, this car ended up on its side with the driver's side of the top of the car sort of skidding around the.
It's leaning on the halo and the one of the.
If you ever seen the end of Cool Runnings, where they're in the bobsled and like their head is scraping against the ice, yeah, that's kind of what he was doing on it. I don't think he was hitting that, but it looked like it was that.
No, the halo is
close. The halo's there, but yeah, that's what it looked like against the embankment of the track. So, yeah, Indy should be kind of fun this year, I think.
It's gonna be zesty.
It's always like whenever the car comes to a rest upside down like this, they have to flip it over, and that always sucks for the driver because you've already gotten banged up in the crash, and then when they are able to flip it over, then you might land again.
I do like watching them flip it over, though. It's like seeing a bunch of ants with a potato chip. Like, we're doing the thing.
No,
everybody lift
and heave. Yeah.
Yep. They put him down pretty gently when they flipped the car this time. So.
And they're just fishing him out of the car, which.
Yep, putting the kitty litter down.
Yep,
all that good stuff.
Making sure he's okay.
And he walked away.
That's good.
Oh, we've got the in-car.
Oh, okay.
I think this is the one that I saw the footage of. And there goes the camera. Yep. Yeah.
So, listener, the halo was scraping, and it was sparking along the track, and you never want to see that.
No, you don't.
No. But he was okay.
Yep, he walked away from that, and he actually qualified that car, a backup car. They had to get it put together, and he qualified that for the race. Probably about 5 hours or so after that crash. Okay, last one here.
Oh,
So this one was in practice, so they just cut to it on the camera
We
as
talk
he was
about
crashing.
practice.
just no front wheel. You don't need your one wheel. It's fine. Three wheeled race car, totally fine.
That's why we have the Reliant Robin.
3-wheel ATV.
Oh, and there's some like you get the dramatic shot of like the lonely wheel sitting somewhere else on the track. And yep, just
Is this all the same turn?
The first two were in turn 1.
Okay.
This one was in turn 2.
Okay. Because they look eerily similar how they start.
All the turns at Indy are the same. So it's sort of like it doesn't it's just, are you coming off the long straightaway or the short ones? Like they're all 90-degree, like they're the same. So, but yeah, this is yep, time to get the backup car out, guys. So many backup cars already. Oh, yep, and there goes the tire.
This one, the car coming down took a big chunk out of the track. So this cut out a lot of practice time because they had to fix. I mean, you think about this track, right? It's asphalt, and it took a big divot out of the track when it landed.
That's interesting. The only other time I recall that occurring, and you might remember this too, Arthur, is the time that the track started coming up in chunks at Martinsville in like 2005. And that was like Martinsville is concrete and it was just disassembling itself. I don't recall an instance of a wreck causing a divot to come out of the concrete. That's crazy.
So everyone that crashed in those clips is not only are they going to be racing in the Indy 500 next week, they all, well, actually, so that last one was a crash in the practice before the pole shootout. So that was Scott McLaughlin. He qualified his car into the race, and he qualified it into the top 12 that go for pole, but then he crashed during the pole practice, so he did not get back out. But the other two guys, they got back out later that day and like made another qualifying attempt. Colton Herta, he qualified that day, like the same day he had that crash. Marcus Armstrong, the guy we saw in the first crash, he wasn't fast enough with the backup car. So he was in the last row shootout, and he qualified today. But it was just kind of crazy. Like, just, we haven't really seen drivers actually have so much in their hands, like have to go for it. And it was just really cool to see. Then something else happened that was kind of crazy, because the team that locked out the front row last year, Team Penske, which is also the team that has won the past two Indy 500s. And it's also the team that is owned by the same guy who owns the series and the track.
Yes.
But they had all of their cars failed tech in that like pole shootout, the Fast 12, where the top 12 cars go again. They had tried to like seal up a join in a part of the car that is like a spec part, and you're not supposed to do that. So in the middle of people doing their qualifying runs, we had like shots of them on pit road trying to use like grinders and like chisels to get the like whatever material they were using for the join, trying to get that out. Just and then when they were excluded, one of their drivers just went for a jog around like the grounds. So you saw like while these cars were qualifying, you saw him just jogging in the background. Like you'd see a shot of a car. He's just like jogging next to the track. Joseph Newgarden was the driver. So that was pretty funny. And then the pole winner. I mean, it's crazy. Not just a rookie on pole for the first time since 1983, but a brand new team. Like, this is their first year of competition in IndyCar, and they show up, you know, a lot of new things going on. They got the pole, and I mean, it's Robert Schwartzman's the driver. Just, you know, I haven't really
That's
seen
super
anything
exciting.
like it.
That's really exciting. So yeah, stay tuned for more Indy 500 stuff, because that's this week. It's the New Year's Day of motorsports, as my dad would say. Because you got that and the Coke 600 and Monaco, so all of that coming soon to a TV near you. But beyond that, Brigit, I hear you have a game for us.
Yes, I do. 1 second. Let me share my screen.
I'm back.
Let's see.
You're back. We didn't tell the listeners you were gone.
There was a tornado warning. I was in a closet.
Commish is in a closet right now.
I know. I'm ready to broadcast through tornado warnings. Apparently.
Okay. Can you all see my screen?
No.
Okay. There it
now
is.
we can.
Now we can.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I made it fancy for you guys. I hope you enjoy it.
It's so fancy.
It is very fancy.
I just had a bunch of film pictures, and I was like, oh, I should just use my pictures.
Oh. Okay.
In the Beartooth last summer.
What
So
do you got for us, Big Sky Brigit?
I've got Montana places, 2 truths and a lie.
Oh god.
So, about this game.
What in heck?
What
about
in heck?
This game?
About this game. Montana has a lot of fun place names, and not all of them make sense. Some of them are confusing, others are just silly. And it's your job to figure out which are real and which are fake. This game is 2 truths and a lie. For every 2 real places, there will be 1 fake one, and you have to find the imposter place.
Okay.
So we're just going to go in a circle.
All right.
We'll go Jordan, Arthur, Commish, and Pitt Girl. And I have places grouped. So I've chosen themes.
Okay.
And you have to find the fake places. So our first group is names as places. Sometimes we name places after people. Usually that's after their last name, and sometimes it's not. Which of these first place names is not a real place in Montana? Your choices being Joe, Kyle, or Lewis.
I'm going to say Joe. Joe sounds silly.
Okay. Arthur?
I'm a big fan of Kyle Lewis, so I got to go with Joe not being real.
Okay.
Shout out to Kyle Lewis.
Commish?
So, being an old NFL head, there was a town in Montana that would change its name to Joe for Joe Montana. But I don't know if the name stuck permanently or not. And that's the thing that's getting me right now. This feels like a trick question. Because does it have to be the name now?
What I will give this to you as a historical place name.
Okay.
So if you want to go, like,
I'm gonna go with Joe then. I'll go with Joe then if that's.
Joe Montana, I get it.
Yeah. So if however you just want it, however you want to play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Joe then.
Okay.
At this point, I feel like I need to be different.
Okay.
I'm going to say that Kyle Montana is the imposter.
Okay. Pitt Girl, you are correct.
Okay.
Kyle is not a place name in Montana. It is actually my husband's name. So Joe, Montana is also not a current place name in Montana, but it was at one point.
So okay. You said historical.
Well, I'm like, if it was a place name.
Okay. All right. I misinterpreted.
Temporary name changes count.
Yes, they do. There was a place, Joe, Montana.
So like, if it had to be current, I must have misinterpreted.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's got to be current then. All right.
Your next group is the Big. Everything's bigger in Big Sky Country. Which of these places preceded by Big is not a real place? We have Big Sandy, Big Arm, and Big Foot.
So which one is fake?
I'm going to go Big Arm being the fake one.
Okay. Arthur?
I'm going to say Bigfoot is not real.
Bold stance. Commish?
I'm going to say Big Sandy, not real.
Okay.
I also think Bigfoot not real.
Okay. It's correct.
Oh.
Bigfoot's just a guy. But you guys knew that. Big Sandy is where John Tester is once again living his best life as a dirt farmer.
Okay.
And Big Arm is one branch of the Flathead Lake State Park on Flathead Lake. You can drive up Highway 93. It's very pretty.
I'm just realizing I'm an idiot for why did I select Joe? So okay.
It's okay. You have a chance to make it up.
No, I got off on the big foot apparently. So yes,
it's okay. Your next group is the Sun. We have Big Skies and Big Sunshine. Which of these fake places referencing the sun is fake? Or which of these place names referencing the sun is fake? So we have Sunrise, Rising Sun, and Going to the Sun.
Going to the Sun seems too perfect made for this, so I'm going to go Rising Sun.
Arthur?
Ooh, it's tough because I like the movie Rising Sun, so I'm going to go with Sunrise.
Okay.
I'm just going to go Going to the Sun. I want to listen to Empire of the Sun now, so I'm gonna do that.
Walking on a dream.
Empire of the Sun driving around Montana really hits different, I have to say.
Again,
those windows down, you're going like 80 on the interstate.
Like I've been following them since I've not left them. So
no, they're so good. Yep. I saw them a few years ago,
yep.
And the show is just immaculate. Pitt Girl?
Rising Sun is in Maryland.
Okay.
Oh.
Arthur was correct. It is Sunrise. It's fake.
Huh.
So Sunrise is not a real place in Montana, but it is real in Washington. It's one of the parts of Mount Rainier National Park, and it's one of the most beautiful places to see wildflowers and the mountain. It's very big up close. Rising Sun and Going to the Sun are both in Glacier National Park. The first is a spot to camp in Glacier. The latter is the road that takes you around the park.
Oh.
Makes sense. Okay.
Now you know.
Oh.
Next group is Flora and Fauna. Many places in Montana are named after local flora and fauna. Which of these things did not give its name to a place? We have Rygate, Fireweed, and Sweetgrass.
Ooh. I think I'm going to go with Fireweed as being the fake one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Montana has fireweed.
Arthur, what is fireweed?
No, I'm saying like fireweed. Like
yeah. I just wanted to clear that up for the listeners. Thank you.
I'm gonna say Montana is not known for their delis, so they do not have Rygate.
Rygate just sounds like a shitty off-brand like sci-fi movie.
Yep.
Like we've got Stargate at home.
We've got Rygate at a deli.
Yeah, we've got Rygate at home. So I'm also picking Rygate.
Okay.
Yay.
Arthur was correct. We don't have fireweed, but fireweed being the plant, one of the first to grow after a wildfire. Except that we do have fireweed. We just don't have it as a place.
So this is the fourth round, right?
Yeah, this is the fourth round.
Okay. So I'm keeping score. I don't know if you were doing
Thank you. No, you're okay.
Okay.
So ryegrass and sweetgrass are both obviously types of grasses. Sweetgrass is the northernmost terminus of I-15 before you go from Montana into Alberta, and you'll pass through it on your way to Lethbridge.
Oh,
hey, we know that place.
Yes, you do.
Everything goes back to Lethbridge.
So after
all roads lead to Lethbridge.
After 4 rounds, Jordan, Arthur, and Pitt Girl are tied at 2, and I am shut out.
It's okay. You got a chance to make a comeback.
I don't. My luck is not going well right now.
I've
Joe thing.
We're teeing it up for you. You'll get there.
I've been cursed by Joe Montana.
Your next group are places named after other places. And it's a time-honored tradition in this country to name places after other places. Which of these is not a real place in Montana? London, Amsterdam, or Manhattan?
I feel like every state has a Manhattan. I'm going to say Amsterdam is fake.
I don't think every state has a Manhattan.
I'm actually pretty sure Manhattan is a place that Pennsylvania does not have.
I feel like there's two. There's Manhattan in New York and there's Manhattan in Kansas.
I stand corrected. There is a Manhattan, Pennsylvania on Route 6. It's in Tioga County.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go with Amsterdam.
Okay.
I can see the wheels turning, Commish.
I'm doubting everything, So thank you, Joe Montana.
Let the spirit lead you. What's the spirit saying?
It's Manhattan. I don't think it's real in Montana.
I was going to say Manhattan was fake, but, I didn't think Pennsylvania had a Manhattan, and it has one. So I'm going to say Amsterdam's fake.
Okay.
London.
All incorrect. It's London. London does not exist in Montana, neither does its bridge, although that one's in Arizona. Amsterdam and Manhattan are about 15 to 20 minutes apart, right outside of Bozeman, and they're right near Belgrade, because we're a very multicultural place.
Next up, number 6.
Next, group 6 is elk. Elk are everywhere in Montana, and sometimes we name places after them. Which of these is not a real place named after the majestic elk? We have Elk Park, Elkhorn, and Elk Butte.
Elkhorn feels wrong.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Elk Park.
Okay.
I gotta go with the booty. Elk Butte.
Elk Park sounds like a suburb to me.
It's a suburb of Manhattan.
I mean, I guess.
they're gonna have those now because people have to live in Manhattan and work in Bozeman. Commish,
Oh my God, I got one.
You got it.
You
chose correctly with the booty. Butte is real, but Elk Butte is not. And even then, sometimes I wonder if Butte is actually real or we're all just hallucinating it.
I was led to the booty by the poop queen. Jordan is gonna have no idea.
He's gonna be so confused.
He's gonna be so.
We just gotta drop references.
He is shaking his head. He does not know about the
poop
queen. The poop queen.
He's in a tornado morning closet.
The poop queen came after the Pope.
Mm-hmm.
We could have. Oh, this is a sign somehow, but I'm not sure how yet.
That's right. The Phillies are gonna play the White Sox in the World Series. Yeah, right. But it's funny.
Group 7. This is very me coded, but this is Colin Malloy coded. Colin Malloy, the lead singer of the Decemberists, from Helena, Montana, graduated from the University of Montana before moving to the Pacific Northwest. Which of these place names related to him are real and which is not? We have Corvallis, Charkio, and Portland.
I'm gonna go Portland.
I can see Arthur thinking about it.
I'm gonna go Corvallis.
Feels specific.
I have the voice of Corvallis Love, but I Corvallis, Montana. For some reason, it feels weird, but it feels right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go Tarkio. I don't know what that is, and Montana seems like it. No, I don't think Tarkio, Montana. Yeah, it doesn't fit for me. I think it's fake.
Corvallis, Montana sounds wrong and bad to me, and I refuse to believe it exists.
Okay.
I have news for you.
Hey.
Oh,
it's Portland.
There's not many ports
there's no
in
Portland in Montana.
Yeah.
There is a Corvallis south of Missoula down in the Bitterroots. Tarkio's between Missoula and the Idaho border and was the name of Colin Malloy's band in Missoula. And I have one of their MP3s somewhere. Now you know some hipster trivia. Congratulations.
Congrats.
We're learning. Sickos Committee podcast. Educational.
Tarkio, Idaho. I would have went for. Montana, no.
Yeah, it's about like halfway between the border and Missoula.
Okay. That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's like an hour.
Okay.
It's not bad. Group 8 is nature. We love a theme, and this theme is nature. Find the town named after something in nature that's not real. 1 is Pinetown, Big Fork, or Kicking Horse.
Big Fork sounds like a place you definitely have in Montana. Kicking Horse sounds like a place you would definitely have in Montana. I'm gonna go Pinetown being fake. It sounds too generic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Pinetown. Makes me think of that song Pound Town by Sexy Red. So I'm gonna go Pinetown.
Take you down to Pinetown?
Nope.
I'm gonna go with Kicking Horse because I feel like that's in Wyoming.
Yeah,
it just feels like that's Kicking Horse, Wyoming. But there's horses in Montana too.
I feel like Big Fork should have a space, and it doesn't have a space. That's suspicious.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take one word, Big Fork.
One word, Big Fork.
Big Fork. Big Fork.
Big Fork. Yeah, Big Fork. In
Fine.
Pennsylvania, it would absolutely be pronounced Big Fork.
Big Fork. Yeah.
Big Fork.
Pinetown was in fact very fake because I made it up.
Okay.
Big Fork is a town on the north end of Flathead Lake with a very good bakery called Lake Baked. They have good huckleberry stuff. And Kicking Horse is a reservoir on the way to Kalispell on the reservation that is a reservoir with a bitchin' name that serves as a wildlife refuge in the Mission Mountains. It's very pretty.
Okay.
There's a Kicking Horse, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Then oh my god. And then there's also one. There's like a mountain resort there too.
That doesn't surprise me.
But
Wyoming has a lot of fun place names that we could do sometime.
Yeah. And then there's one in Canada too. What?
And I believe this is my last one, but I might have one after this. I don't remember. Last are just, these are fun to say. Sometimes we just have fun names. Which of these are real, which are not? And as a bonus point, how would you pronounce them? So I'm going to spell them. HARLOW WIBAUX CHOTEAU. So we'll go down the line. You can tell me which are real. And if you want bonus points, you can tell me how to say them.
I'm going to say Harlow, Weebaw, and Chotu. And I'm going to guess Chotu is fake.
Okay.
I will say, Harlow, I don't know. If you're including it with these other ones, maybe it's pronounced weird. But I'm just going to say like Jack Harlow. Yeah, I would think like Weebaw, and I'm going to say Chateau. Like a
chateau in France.
Yeah, in France. Is there a French Montana?
There is a French Montana.
There's French Town. It's on the other side of Missoula.
There's a rapper, yes. Arthur.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that Harlow isn't real.
So I have to like guess the pronunciations here too. This is
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just call it Arlo. The H is silent. I'm gonna call it Weeball, and then it is. I lost the French pronunciation that I had in my head of this one, but it's gonna be like. I'm gonna say it different now. It's gonna be Chotu. Chotu.
Okay.
Chotu. Yes. I'm just gonna go with Weeball is fake.
Okay. What I even as a Pennsylvanian, I can't see anything for Harlow other than Harlow. It's just
so I dropped the H. I was like, whatever.
Weebo for the second one, and I feel like the vowels in the last one are the same, even though they're spelled differently. So Choto. And I feel like the last one is fake.
Okay. So you guys are right. Harlow is fake. Harlow 10 is real. Harlow is fake. For the pronunciations, WIBAUX is Weebo.
Okay.
And CHOTEAU is Shoto.
Oh, okay. I was kind of close.
You guys were closer than I thought you'd get to Shoto. Weebo, also the setting for the Vin Diesel vehicle knockaround, guys.
Huh. Okay, Commish. Who won it?
Congratulations.
Final score, Jordan 5, Arthur 4, Pitt Girl 2, and I got 1.
Right.
I didn't get shut out.
You didn't get shut out.
That's all it was.
So,
like after I missed the first 4 and I got cursed by Joe Montana. So
Brigit, I really like this last slide where it says stay tuned for round 2, parentheses, threatening.
Threatening? Yeah, I thought you guys would like that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Brigit.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm excited to find out what this podcast is about when I listen to it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be great. We did a good show.
I'm good. I'm excited.
You should be proud of us. We did our best.
I hope you had fun in the closet.
I did.
You did. That's right. You'll learn about Poop Queen